Hi Mike. So I'm just doing some research for my journalism project and looking into flax fibres and what's happening in the sustainability industry. And what I've found out that they're producing in a few places, research, is a new fibre that combines flax and other composites, and they're using this as an alternative to carbon, and what they're able to do is produce surfboards and other materials. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your opinion as a surfer, whether you'd purchase a product, kind of what this would entail for you, along these lines. So have you heard of anything new in the industry?
Well, not in recent years, but this board here is actually an epoxy resin design, which is kind of the last big leap forward was in epoxy resin. So apart from that, I haven't heard of anything sort of really new. And
so, just with surfboard materials, what is needed to make the board work for you?
Well, the reason I ride an epoxy board is because inside they have a different kind of foam to the traditional styrofoam, and these are like a polystyrene instead, which is a lot lighter and you get more flotation, and they're encased in a really strong shell, which is the epoxy resin shell. So what you're looking for is something that's lightweight, that floats you really well, and also is strong.
So a bit of research into this fibre is that it's actually not as strong as carbon, but what they're saying is that it's got a little bit more give. So some people that have tried it out are saying that it's got a little bit more flexibility, which in some cases has provided them with a little bit more speed. Would you be open to ever trying a new product?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the difference between the traditional boards and these ones is that these ones don't flex. They're quite rigid, which is like the carbon fibre that you're talking about, whereas the old models were heavier, but they did have a little bit of flex, which was actually handy when you're surfing and can actually give you a bit more speed and a bit more manoeuvrability. So yeah, I'd be open to having a look.
And in contrast to price, would you be prepared to pay a little bit more to support, an eco-friendly option, or do you think when it comes down to purchasing?
I think you're pretty much price driven, although in saying that, the epoxy resins are the more expensive ones on the market, so these are far more, they're probably 20, maybe, yeah, at least 20-25% more expensive than your traditional styrofoam board. So I'm already paying a premium, but that's because I'm after that lightweight and strength of the shell. So I suppose for sustainability, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and if it was made of flax, well, that's even, it's a pretty cool idea too.
So for New Zealand, the flax industry hasn't been existent for a long time. Could that provide a massive,
If the product was proved to be really good and with, like you say, with flexibility, then yeah, it could be massive.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Look forward to seeing what happens in the way of this new product.
Me too.
Thank you.